What's up, race fans? Jonathan here with some Sebring International Raceway multiplayer. This is a league race I raced in night before last, and it's one of those leagues where all the cars are the same. This is the 2014 Bentley M Sport Continental GT3. Pretty nice looking car. I've got mine just in all black, as you can see here in just a second. It's got a huge wing on the back of this thing. It's a pretty nice little car too. It's pretty fast. It's got some pretty good handling and decent brakes. So it was a fun little car to drive. I think this is my second time that night racing this car. So it's only the second race. I got fortunate and started near the front. I just hugged the inside line there as much as I could to stay away from all the chaos on the outside. Kind of bumped that guy there, which caused a bit of a chain reaction, but everything sort of got sorted out there. And from here on, for a little while, I was just trying to hang with the leaders. Those three cars in front there are pretty fast. And I'm also getting pressure from behind. I was a little bit worried here on this turn that I was going to get punted from behind, but luckily whoever was behind me behaved. I kind of blew that corner though. And the neat thing about these cars is they're so big and heavy that you can take a little bump from somebody and it won't upset you too much. They also handle the curbs pretty good. You can run up on the curbs a little bit and it not upset your car too much. And I got punted from behind there and was trying to rejoin at a decent angle and just happened to collect that guy there, which I'm not sure what happened behind me, but looks like there was a bit of a pile up. And so coming up on the second place car, but kind of blew that corner a little bit. But anyway, I managed to get around it better than he did. So I'm into second place. And the leader is a good ways ahead. Don't think I'll be catching him anytime soon. But you can see you can run up on those curbs pretty good and it won't upset your car too much. Now for this race, I had anti-lock braking system on and traction control system on, which I normally run with those, and I don't think I did it in this race, but in the subsequent races what I tried to do was to brake such that the anti-lock braking system wouldn't kick in. I'm still trying to get the hang of that because you have to have such a light touch on the trigger, and it's just really tough for me to brake and turn because you got the brake and the steering is all in the same hand. It's a little tough to get that just right. Still waiting on that steering wheel and pedal set. Maybe one of these days I'll be able to get that and race a little harder. Those things are expensive though. But yeah, this car handles really nice. The leader's, well, it's hard to tell now because he's in a curve, but I think he's getting away from me just a little bit. Not too bad on that little section right there. That's a tricky little spot. And later on in the race, I'll completely blow it a couple times. This wasn't a bad overall race. As you can see, they're at 6 laps, and you do have to stop one time for a pit stop. And this isn't a bad little track. I like this one. I like some of the other ones better, but this isn't bad at all. I've raced it quite a few times, so I'm pretty familiar with the layout and all the turns and things. Now on this first time back around, as you'll see here in just a few seconds, I decided to go ahead and dive off into the pits to get that out of the way. I normally like to pit early, that way, you know, I know everybody else still has to pit, and I just got it out of the way, and then I can concentrate from there on out, just racing. So here we're coming back out of the pits, and I come out in 9th place, so I lost 7 spots. But we're trying to pull some cars pretty quickly here, and I should be able to get around them. Plus, they still have to pit, so we'll see what happens. At least I didn't end up way in the back with some jokers that like to just wreck everybody in the back. But I did manage to get around that guy, or that car. And I was a little bit worried he was going to hit me from behind, which thankfully he didn't. I nailed that corner pretty good. So I had some speed coming out of there, and I just was trying to get on the inside. I thought the guy was going to go left, and just tapped him. I was just going to let him go back by, but he never came back up, and I lost another spot anyway. So, and then here I just got in too hot. I was thinking I could outbrake him into that corner, and just wasn't able to. And so there goes that kind of shiny turquoise car that I ran into earlier. So both of those guys got their spots back. So I find myself back in 10th place, just like after I came out of the pits, I believe. And so from here, just trying to get as many spots as I can. Still got a ways to go. The race isn't even halfway yet. Do a great job on that. Oh, those two guys in front of me are wrecking. So I saw that, and I was like, well, you know, here we go. I'm gonna get 2 spots. And, good thing I wasn't up there by them. But that turquoise car just ran into the wall. White car went really, really wide, so I didn't end up getting around both of them. So up to 8th place with those 2 idiots there running off into each other. And I'll pass somebody in the pits, so up to 5th. And right now I'm thinking, well, this is great. You know, up in 5th out of 13, not too bad. If I can just maintain, maybe pass another car or 2, and maybe somebody else has to pit, I might end up in, you know, 2nd or 3rd or something like that. Pretty decent. But no, I don't know what happened there. Just ran off the track. So there goes those 2 spots. I think those are those guys that just pitted. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I guess I just wasn't concentrating or something and ran off the road. I did a pretty good job of braking them into that corner though, but I just didn't have a good exit. As you can see there, I just kind of slid around the exit of that turn. Didn't get a good exit on that one. Lost a bunch of momentum and speed there. But trying to get back in shape here. Pretty good turn there. Probably could have carried a little bit more speed through that turn. But I've caught back up with them pretty much. Now here, just trying to get as much draft as I can. I was trying to stay right behind them. 'em. And I'm pretty much on their bumpers. Just trying to go as fast as I can and get what I can get. And there's somebody else pitting, so I should be able to pass them when we get up there. I got a little wide on that corner and started drifting a bit. So I kind of blew that one. But I'm about to pass somebody in the pit here, so let's see. Yeah, I'm up to 6th now. Two laps left. Surely I can get by these guys up here. Pretty decent turn there. Right now I'm just waiting for one of these yellow cars to screw up and run off into the grass or hit the wall or each other or something. Just need something to happen here. And we still got 2 laps to go, or 1.5 or something like that. So I figure, well, surely they'll wreck each other. And completely blew that corner. And lost this momentum and everything I had on those 2 guys. So off they go. Nothing but specks now. Drove it in deep though and caught back up a little bit. Not too bad of a turn there. I didn't lose much momentum through there. But I've got 3 cars not too far ahead of me that I can probably catch and do something with, at least 1 or 2 of them if I can get there. Pretty good turn there. But they've kind of pulled away a little bit. And still pulling away, and I just, you know, they're probably drafting each other and bumping each other and whatever, and I just couldn't ever get up there. But we still got 1 lap to go, so let's see what we can do in this last lap. I carried a bunch of speed through that turn there. I usually blow that one, but it's a tricky little turn. It's, you know, a big sweeping turn, kind of tight, bumpy. It's hard to get it just right. There's a car off against the wall, so them 2, they wrecked each other after all. And then I had a bunch of momentum on this guy, but I just had to slow down for the corner. And here comes this guy out of nowhere, just ran right back at me. Yeah, thanks a lot. Lost several spots there, and I was trying to get back up to him to repay the favor, but I never could get there, I don't think. I think I managed to get by maybe one of these cars here in a minute. Yeah, I just completely drove by this guy. I was trying to get him right here, give him a little love tap for sending me in the wall, but those 2 cars ended up taking each other out, I think. And then he just drives off in the grass, and I, like an idiot, tried to follow him through the grass and ended up messing myself up. I was trying to avoid hitting him and ran over the curb, and then, well, you see what happened. And so a car got by me. I saw all the smoke up there and thought, well, maybe one of them cars had wrecked, but I guess one of those cars just drove off in the grass and got back on the track and got going again, so oh well. Didn't get to get around him at that point. And drove off in the grass again. That didn't help things. But from here on to the end, I just never could catch those cars. In a situation like that, you almost have to hope that a car drives himself off the track or something where you can take him, you know, take that spot back for free. And I got pretty close, but I just could never catch that car in front of me. So I'm going to end up finishing this race in 9th position. Not too bad considering, you know, where I started, which was actually up near the front, but I pitted early, which I was the only one that did that, so a bunch of cars got around me. I think I ended up being 10th out of 12th or something like that, or 13th, pretty early in the race, so I had a lot of deficit to make up, and when you get back in the pack like that, you know, you just never can tell what's going to happen. So that's pretty much it for this video. I'll try to put up some more Forza Motorsport 6 videos in the future. And until then, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.